Grayskull.
Let's talk some toys in here.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today is the Man-Child. Okay, so today for review, gonna take a look at the Masters Universe Origins Turtles of Grayskull 2 Bop Steady figure, which is a Target exclusive. So start checking your Target stores now, because he's showing up in certain locations. So yeah, I finally got 2 Bop Steady. Been waiting for this figure for a while. Not only to get a Bebop and Rock Steady, but, you know, of course, mixed in a 2-bad form, which I think is pretty cool. I think I would have rather Bebop and Rock Steady first. So I'm guessing they're coming now that I have the heads. But anyway, we got the 2-bad version now. And the other thing is I wanted to finish up Metal-BOTO with the proper parts. Right, so it's 4 of 4 figures, and they were all Target exclusives. So that's pretty cool. Gotta say though, he looks really cool design, you know, just for a Bebop and Rock Steady mixed with the, looks like the cartoon 2-bad Buck, which makes sense because cartoon 2-bad, right, already came out first. Now we have this figure in that form. But yeah, so we get the Metal-BOTO parts, some cool new weapons, newer sword anyway. It looks like the same chain, or like a similar design as far as chain and a spike weapon that I want to say Megator came with. Or Crane Megator, right? So, of course, he comes in this big window, the typical style exclusive box that you see with Targets or Walmarts. In this case, Target. Yeah, some neat art on the front. You get the Turtles of Grayskull exploding logo, sewer with all the ooze, you know, the illustration around the packaging. And what I do like with these boxes, they are collector friendly. So, you know, you can pull a figure out from the side, take everything out of the plastic bubble, put them back, and then just, you know, put everything side and back in the box and tape it if you're a mint on car collector. And here's a quick look at the art and back of 2 Bop Steady's packaging. Really awesome art as always. So yeah, we obviously have 2 Bop Steady getting ready to battle it out with Stealth Ninja He-Man and looks like Stealth Ninja Leonardo. So we take notice of, we can see the canisters with the ooze in them. Yeah, obviously an explosion going on. And you can also see parts of the slime pit as well. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to show you, bring the comic book back in again from Wave 4. For people who aren't familiar, how 2 Bop Steady was created. And here's a closer look at 2 Bop Steady's bio. You want to pause and read that. Then dropping down to the left-hand side just shows a picture illustration of 2 Bop Steady. Just says armed for battle with his accessories. Doesn't show any other action features. So moving over to the right-hand side, now we can take a better look at the Build-A-Figure Metal-BOTO, you know, as far as the rest of the parts and what other parts this 2 Bop Steady figure comes with. So once again, here's a look at some more art on the right-hand side of the box, looking in from the window of 2 Bop Steady himself. So now he just has the mace weapon in hand, raised, ready to fight. Of course, a sword in the other. And then there's the rest of the art on the left-hand side of the box. So once again, 2 Bop Steady jumping in some kind of attack position with the sword raised in the left hand, and he has the hand on the right side instead of the chain weapon now. So before I remove 2 Bop Steady out of the box, I want to bring in a comic, as I said I would. So this was the comic from Wave 4, Turtles of Grayskull. Right, here's the cover if you're not familiar. It's called He-Man in a Half Shell. Now, I'm not going to go all through it because I already did in the other videos, but I just wanted to flip to the page where you can see they have 2-bad he was strapped to the slime pit, right? And so a battle went on, and you can see 2-bad and Rocksteady and Bebop got thrown into the slime pit against 2-bad as he was getting slimed. And pretty much, flip to the next page, there you go, it's 2 Bop Steady. So without going through the whole comic, that's pretty much the idea what turned him into this figure. Part Bebop, Rocksteady, and 2-bad. Let's flip through the pages. It's Krang Megator. I don't want to go too crazy with this, I already showed it. But I just wanted to bring up that page, and this is the comic book if you're curious how he turned into that particular character. And then the other thing is, once you take the figure out of the box, you get this pretty cool collector trading card like all those exclusive figures come with. So here's the front, right? We got the Turtles of Grayskull exploding logo, 2 Bop Steady, as far as the art. And then if you flip it around, you can kind of read a description of the mutagen master powers, you know, what Bebop has, Rocksteady, and then the 2-bad infusion. So you can pause and read all that if you want to. So here's a quick look around with 2 Bop Steady and all his accessories out of box. Yeah, he comes with a lot of stuff, you know, especially for that Metal-BOTO figure. All right, so checking out 2 Bop Steady as far as the head sculpts. So let's focus on the Bebop side first. So yeah, he has a typical boar hog style head like he always did in the Turtles franchise. Yeah, really cool design for the Origins or Turtles Grayskull series. So as far as the articulation, he can look, let's see, the head can go all the way to the right side of the shoulder. all the way to the left, and that's as far as he's going to go, because then he hits the Rock Steady side, right? And if you were to turn them together straight, it's just how they would look straight, and Rock Steady's ear hits him, and if you go, they would hit like this, right? All right, so left, he can look down about that far and go all the way up, look all the way up. So he has a nose ring, it's all part of the sculpt. The tusks on both sides, again, all part of the sculpt, but hanging off the face, which is pretty cool. They're painted white. Nose ring's obviously painted. The mouth is in a closed position, and it almost looks like it can articulate, but it doesn't. Same thing with the Rocksteady side. But it almost looks like there were two different molds, and this was maybe assembled and glued later or something, I want to say. He has some teeth showing. You can see it's sculpted into the lower jaw there, and then extra teeth on the right side as well, a little bit different, painted white. Has his 90s retro style punk rocker shades or sunglasses, pretty cool. Right, painted purple. Has some black paint side the lenses. Now they're also all part of sculpt but painted. They don't come off. Almost looks like they do. He has his mohawk style, the mohawk piece coming up, which actually looks like blades as well, I guess you could say, painted purple. Also a part of sculpt, 4 of them. And then there's a look at the back. So yeah, pretty cool, head sculpt for Bebop. That's about it. Going back, heading over to Rocksteady as far as the head. So yeah, we have the typical rhino head. And as far as the articulation now, if he looks all the way to the right, he's going to hit the Bebop side. And this is what he would look like, or the head turn all the way to the left. That's as far as he can go down. He can look all the way up. So he has a big horn on top. Same thing, teeth. You can see the teeth on both sides sculpted. There's the other the teeth hanging out on the other side of the jaw. Again, as I already mentioned, looks like it's could articulate, but it doesn't. It's like a separate cut that was assembled to the head later. Eyes are painted yellow, pretty cool. Has another extra horn here. Ears sticking up. As you can see, they're pretty soft, all part of sculpt. Has 3 rows of hair. That's sculpted out, painted blue. And there's the back. And yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the heads for, Bebop and Rocksteady. So moving on to the chest and buck area. So yeah, it looks like a cartoon, Too Bad style buck from what I can see. Once we get the vest and this cross armor off, we'll take a better look. But focusing on the overall armor. Yeah, pretty neat. I like it, Again, it's a leathered style cross armor, I'm guessing. Has some daggers that are part of sculpt, painted silver. They don't come out or off, obviously. And if you flip them around, there's the back. He has a holder for the weapon, which we'll get to in a little while. Pretty cool vest, like an extra stretched out, I guess, once you mutate it. Right. So, all right, let's remove it off the body. So it looks like to remove this, we're going to remove the armor first. So you can see there's a pop here. Right, you'll snap this side off from what I can see. Flip them around, all right? And then I'm guessing you gotta break the body in half and then pull this lower piece of the armor off. And then you can slip it, looks like over the shoulder and down. And here's a closer look at that cross armor off the body. Again, we already talked about the daggers. You can see it's just that one buckle snap, right? The weapon holder in the back. Okay, so once again, I just snapped the body back together, right? So he spins at the waist. We know he comes apart at the waist. I just want to remove this. It doesn't hinder anything. I want to take a better look at this vest first. So yeah, once we open it up, yeah, it looks like a cartoon Too Bad body. You can see how the paint is split, right? It's a clean split. It's not like wavy or nothing like that. Like going back to the vintage inspired Too Bad figure. And it's gray on the side, light gray, light tan, obviously. And then he has a split in the back. So now to remove the... All right, so let's leave the vest on for a second. Finish up the articulation, then I'll remove it. So moving over to the arms, again, going back to the Bebop side, it has a tannish arm to match the head, obviously. It's, yeah, a lot different than a cartoon He-Man. I'll bring him in for comparison in a little while just to show you. So as far as the articulation with this, he has a turtle shell, the shoulder guard on, which can slide off. But with that on, the arm can go all the way up, down, forward, back. Bend at the elbow, straighten the elbow out, bend. Let's see. Okay, all the way up to the nose and face, which is pretty good. Has the cartoon style wrist bracer, the He-Man wrist bracer, painted gold, all part of sculpt. And then moving over to the Rocksteady side, right now, obviously the arms is gray, but again, cartoon style arms as far as aesthetics. Articulations are all the same, nothing different. All right, I'll just test it though. Elbow in and out, this can spin, go up and down, back side to side. And again, it has another bracer, He-Man bracer, again, painted gold. Has comes with two semi-closed or open weapon gripping hands, I always call them. They can spin and, okay, go in and out in hinge joint, and the left side hands are all the same. So then we can remove this turtle armor piece. And if you had two of these, you could put one on each side if you wanted to, or just one on that side in order to remove this. And there's a close look at that armor piece. And this has been used before in other Turtles of Grayskull figures. So once again, moving back onto this vest. So with the vest on the main body, it is flexible. So you can open all the way up. And that's as far as it's going to close, obviously, right? Body's wide open. We already took a look at the front and the back. So to remove this vest off the body, you have to remove, looks like, one of the arms. So let's remove the Bebop side first, right? Pop the arm out like so. Come out easy. And then it looks like you slide off one side and down the other arm. And here's a closer look with that vest off the body. And it looks like you can use this for either a two-bad style buck, right? Or obviously like the two Bop Steady body where it'll be wide. Or you can put it on a regular buck and just keep it closed like that, which we'll try a little while. It's pretty neat if that's the way it works. And once again, taking a look at two Bop Steady with all the armor pieces off the body, right? So we removed the vest, that cross armor with the daggers, and a little turtle shell shoulder protector. And put the arm back on, obviously. So there's a closer look at that. Better look at the articulation, the heads, if you didn't want to put any armor on and release those armor pieces. All right, so let's finish up the articulation. All right, so we talked about the waist, spins at the waist. He has it looks like a regular Origin style belt. I'm just going to bring in the Origin style He-Man. Kind of. It has like those jewel rivets, but it's different. All right, it's a different type of belt. But it's not flat like the regular cartoon figures. But he does have a typical Origin style loincloth. And then moving down to the legs, now he has a couple different legs going on here. Something newer as far as sculpt. So it's hard to call them cartoon legs as far as the muscle aesthetics, because they're like bandages or just different type of pants on each side. So on the Bebop side, right, we have a brown cloth-like bandage or wrap or pants. You can see that in the sculpting. He has different armor pieces on. So this piece is this a separate? Almost looks like it's separate. Oh, it comes off, or it's like it's either glued on or it's hard to tell. At any rate, mine's not coming off, but he does have that piece on that leg. He also has a knee guard that's also kind of, it's like separate, but it's also like plugged and glued in. Doesn't look like it's something just can come right off. This piece can move forward. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. So it looks like a separate piece, you can see that, but it's like recessed in the sculpt and possibly glued, from what I can see. It looks like it can be removed if you wanted it to. And the Rock Steady has a same identical knee protector on the other side. You know, let me see. Yeah, it is a separate piece, but it's like, okay, so it's recessed in. I'm just going to leave them on for now because it looks like I'd have to heat stretch them off. But it looks like they are removable in this piece too, I want to say. Now more look at it. It is removable. And then, of course, Bebop has this, yeah, it's like the two-bad boot or something like that from the cartoon two-bad a little bit. And you can remove it if you want, put different boots on. I like the colors on this too. It's like a metallic bluish color or something like that with blue silver. And you can spin at the boot, right, and the foot. As far as the foot, can go up and down, rock side to side. You can go all the way out with a split. All right, kick forward, go back. The other leg and kick forward. All right, go back. All right, bend at the knee, spin at the knee. Like this. And then jumping back over to the Rock Steady side. Again, it's a very similar type of wrapping or cloth pants, just black now, right, instead of brown. Already talked about the knee piece. He doesn't have this, obviously, and I guess if you want to cut this off, you could maybe put it on that side. I'm not sure. But mine aren't coming off easy, but they are removable from what I can see. And then moving down, has a different style boot, as you can see. Can also come off if you wanted to. And that can spin, the foot can go up and down, rock side to side. Okay, so once again, moving back up to the buck from the legs. Yeah, I spent a little extra time on these because I wasn't sure how these pieces, they come off or not, which looks like they do. But the other thing I wanted to try was the cross armor without the vest on, if you didn't want to use this vest on the body. So there's a quick look at that setup. That's pretty cool. This is kind of sloppy. It fits better with the vest, but if you wanted to display him with just that, no vest, just look what it looked like. And now, moving forward with two Bop Steady's weapons and accessories. So they give him this new style sword, which looks pretty cool. It's casted in like a a metallic yellowish color. I want to say gold. It's just like yellow. The top of the blade has like a serrated, edge, which is neat, and then a regular blade here with some battle damage. Pretty cool handle. So you do get that accessory, and then he gets this chain mace, spike mace. Again, cast it in the same color as the sword. It's pretty soft rubber as far as the spikes go. You get this pretty cool looking piece of blue chain, which is about 4 inches long. And then you can see it has a connector for the standard Origins plugs when you remove the hands. It doesn't matter which side you can put it on. So once again, bringing 2-Bop Steady back into the frame. I'm going to remove the right hand, the right side, or right hand from the Bebop side, right? Standard Origins peg. And we'll put this swinging chain mace in. And then we'll arm the Rock Steady side with the sword in his hand. And here's a quick look at that setup. It looks pretty cool. So yeah, we have the swinging mace right in the Bebop side. And you can position arm, however you want it. You can hold it up and out like so. Swing it up. Looks like it's behind the back and ready to strike. Go forward with it. All good stuff. This can spin. And then, I put this turtle shell brace on this shoulder just for something different. Right, and then as far as a sword, let's take that out of the Rocksteady side. Sorry if I'm confusing him. I think I'm calling him right. It's confusing me. So that holder is meant for a sword like so. Right, go in like that. And then, of course, I just mix things around. So we have the chain mace and the Rocksteady side, right? Just remove the gray hand. Put the other hand back on the Bebop side and just ornament it with the sword. Just a quick look at that setup. And again, if you got 2 of these figures, you can arm with 2 swords or no weapons, or 2 of these chain weapons if you want to have 2 swinging mace arms. And this too, you got to be, it's kind of like, I have now. Sometimes it throws him off balance depending how he's standing, just with the weight. All right, so moving on to Metal-BOTO. So of course, this is Metal-BOTO completed, or mostly completed from the other 3 Turtles of Grayskull figures, which was all Target exclusives. So we had Mousejaw, Splinter, and Slacker. That's what all the parts came with. Right now we have 2-Bop Steady. We have the rest of the parts. So this is the layout of the parts here, what 2-Bop Steady came with. And then there's some additional parts I'm going to lay out from the other figures, claws and weapons and the axe, attachments, things like that. So let's complete Metal-BOTO and see what he looks like. And here we go. Metal-BOTO is complete. Now I built them before in one of my other videos with like Roboto parts and odds and ends just to put them together, right? After I had most of the figures set up, what I just showed before I put the additional parts on from 2-Bop Steady. So before I put the weapons and accessories and all that stuff on, I'm just going to go over them real quick. So yeah, here's your head, right? Pretty cool. He has that snapper jaw like Roboto. Now he twists the waist and does have the action feature. So it's pretty cool. And he does come apart at the waist. So a little bit. There, dude, that's tough. All right, so you can see the mechanism in there. There we go. It went on easier to come off. So we know that flapper flaps. The head does articulate left to right, but it doesn't go up and down. It does not remove that I'm aware of, just like the Roboto head because of the mechanics. So you can see the arms. As far as the arms, right, you go up, let's see, go all the way up, down, forward, back. You can straighten them up, straighten out at the elbows. That's as far as you can really spin. You can't really go that far. As far as going to go to the face, like so, but you can spin at the elbow. Other arms, all the same. Now these arms too, right, they come right off. Let's see, okay, like so. So that's how they went in, and this figure's a little tight. You can see all these little connectors for weapons and stuff you can put on. I'll do that soon. All right, so that's the head. We talked about that. Spins at the waist, comes apart at the waist. Talked about the arm. He has these, like, mechanical turtle hands. They can, let me see here. Everything's tight on this figure, so I'm trying to fight everything and make it work at the same time. So they can spin and go in and out. Okay, and the other mechanical hands are all the same. And they have standard Origins pegs, which I'll take these out in a second and show you why, because you can put these adapter pieces in. All right, so we went over that. You can see the belt, the overall design. Now, spinning him around, he has this, like a mechanical turtle shell on the back, which can also store weapons. So anything with these type of pegs can fit on that, like so. To show you a couple, right? You can put all the weapons in there like that if you wanted to, for storage. And then it removes off the back. That's what it would look like. And it's also a shield as well, which I'll put in his hand soon. So there's a closer look. Even has like a mechanical turtle shell on the back somewhat. There's a better look at everything. As far as the back, spin them back around. Now, the other interesting thing, too, is that this chest plate pops off. See that? Is that awesome? And he has Roboto gears. So you spin him at the waist, and not only does the mechanical trapjaw flapper go up and down, but the gears also move as well, all three of them. Yeah, you have this clear piece on the front. I think it's all built in. But yeah, awesome design. I didn't expect all that. I didn't even notice it come apart at first, but I pulled it off one day, so pretty neat. But I'm going to leave mine on for now. All right, so seeing that. So moving down in, here's the legs, right, obviously. As far as the articulation, go all the way out with a split. You can kick forward, go back, bend at the knee. Let me see. Okay, spin at the knee. Then these all the same. Pretty cool. Yeah, very, techno, roboto-like design, I guess, somewhat. More mechanical, really. How's that one? Oh, okay, that one's stuck. And then here's the feet I just put on. Has like mechanical steel. It looks like turtle feet or something like that. And you can spin at the boots, and of course remove the boots if you wanted to, and put Roboto boots on them, which I did before, something different. And then these feet, mechanical feet, go up and down and rock side to side. All right, but overall it's a pretty fun design. And again, I like the action features, and the articulation is pretty good too for just everything going on with this Metal-BOTO figure. All right, so let's start arming them up. So I'm going to put the shield in hand. This is how he would hold the shield with this mechanical turtle hand. So you see that? These two pegs would snap, I think anyway. Yeah, over the wrist. And you have to snap this through the hand like so. All right, and go like something like that. And here's a quick look at the shield on the hand. Of course, you can put it on the other hand as well. So let's change out one of these adapter pieces to put some weapons on, because all these weapons are pegged. So aside the gun, you could put the gun in hand if you wanted to, I think. I don't know. It looks kind of... Let me try that. Maybe. It's kind of tricky. I don't think it's meant to. But, so I'm going to remove that hand, put one of these adapter pieces in, so it'll push on as a typical Origin-style peg, right? And then once that's in, you can put any of these weapons on. So I'll just put the blaster on for now. And now, there's a quick look at that setup. So yeah, we have the blaster arm on the right side with the adapter, shield in hand. And now, with the left side, once again, we can remove the shield out of the hand. And I'll just snap it on... Wait a minute, it's the wrong way. Back, like this. Okay, so this handle has to go upside down. All right, I think I like that on there. And now I'm going to remove the hand on this side. I'll put the other adapter in. And then with the adapter in, I'll just put another weapon in. The axe in this case, Roboto axe. And of course, figures like Trapjaw, Roboto that have these type of weapons and pegs, you can use on this figure, or use Metal-BOTO's weapons on their hands as well. So let's quick look at that setup. So we have the blaster on, and it's kind of wacky trying to set up all the articulation. Let's see. There we go. And there's the axe on that side. Right, so it look like that. Pretty cool. And then I'm going to remove the blaster off the adapter. And he also comes with a... or it's for the left side, I'm sorry. I'm going to move the axe. And then it looks like a mechanical... Okay, punching fist that can hold weapons. So I'll snap this on that side. And then I'm going to snap this spinning blade on the right side. And there's a quick look at that setup. So we have this drill blade right on the right side, which that looks pretty cool. I like that accessory. And that extended punching fist on the left side somewhat. And you can also hold a weapon in that too. I don't know if it's designed for that, but anything with a small peg or a sword, if you had it, that can fit in that type of hand, you can hold it. I'm going to get that out. And this can, okay, you can still spin with this, but this doesn't have any articulation. And then I just put that Roboto claw right on the right side. See how that works? And then this other weapon you get too, I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. It's like some type of dish or blaster or something, I'm guessing. So you got to kind of raise the arm up, you spin around. I'm guessing that's what that is. So once again, jumping ahead, I put his mechanical turtle hands back in. I took this chest plate off the main chest so we can see the gears now for something different. And remove both these adapters. Now, there's no place to really put these from what I can see. Just kind of throw them off to the side. But if you notice, he has a series of holes. So he has them on these mechanical bracers at the forearms. You have two in the shoulders. And then again, going back to the shell, as I already showed, you could put all kinds of weapons, up to 6 different weapons with these type of pegs to hold them. But for now, I'm just going to set them up like this. I'll put the axe in this side. Yeah, we'll put the blaster back here. It's kind of bulky, I think. Right? You could put the other punching fist maybe on this side if you wanted to. We'll put the claw up here. Again, you can arrange them however you want. You can put this big weapon in this side like so. And then this blaster dish, I'm guessing maybe back in a shell. So it's a weapon that can fire off to the side, left to right side. If you got two of them, you could put two on. But that's pretty much how you would set them up. And again, you can, yeah, like something with this blaster too might make more sense. Maybe to put on this side, on the, okay, yeah, something like that. So when he lifts his arm up, excuse me, you have the blaster. All right, this big thing. Put back here. Maybe we'll try this blaster on this side. Jumping around here. That doesn't make sense. Well, maybe. You gotta have fun with it. It's whatever you want. But, yeah, it's pretty neat that he can hold all these different weapons and accessories in all those ports that... Okay, there you go. You got the punch and fist on that side. But, yeah, wow, that's a pretty cool design for Metal-BOTO. And then there's a final look around at Metal-BOTO with the overall setup, or how I'm going to leave mine set up. I'm going to leave this chest plate off, I think. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, these pieces I want to lose because I'm going to leave this off in the hand. I'm going to leave one hand on this side, mechanical hand on the left. Put that big drill bit on that side. That blaster up there, the axe, right? Weapons back like this, the spare hand on the shell. And now, of course, the other thing is you can use 2-Bop Steady's chain weapon in this side because it's a standard Origins peg, right? If you remove this larger weapon, or you don't even need the adapter, excuse me. Once you remove the adapter, it will look like that. So that's pretty cool. And then taking a look at 2-Bop Steady again real quick. I wanted to see if one of those Metal-BOTO adapter pieces could plug into the wrist bracer. Kind of can, but it falls out easy. You got to really push and plug it in there. Because now you can use some of these weapons from Metal-BOTO, these accessories like, I don't know, let's put this claw on, for example. Let me see. So you can plug it into that hand of 2-Bop Steady or any Origins figure you want to. It can hold that type of bracer. And, yeah, give them some of the Metal-BOTO or Trapjaw hands now, or weapons, or Roboto weapons, or whatever you want to. It's pretty cool. Okay, so the last thing I want to try is a little bit of part swapping between 2-Bop Steady and what other compatible figures in the Origins line that I have might match the skin tones. That's what I'm going for. So, obviously he's 2-Bad style buck, and he has the cartoon aesthetic arms to match the colors of the heads, right? So we have this lower leg piece, you know, again, the black wrap or pants versus the brown, the armor, right? Everything we already went through earlier in the video. Now, personally for me, I'm just going to wait for a Bebop and Rock Steady to come into the line, because I have no doubt now that they have the heads. But, so, as far as matching the colors, right? So, again, I'm going to bring in the Origins, you know, one of the regular He-Man figures. So, see, the colors aren't going to match. He's very tan as far as the skin, and the cartoon style skin, or the, excuse me, Bebop, yeah, style skin tones. It's a very light, flat, tan color, you know, or just the skin tone, just a very light skin tone, where He-Man's more on the tan side. So it's not really a good match. And I looked at a lot of He-Man, many of the He-Man figures in my collection, and yeah, they're all very, you know, similar. Now this is the 2000X He-Man. Mine has some custom stuff going on. I put that, so, but even him, he's yeah, just too. It's just, I think it's overly tan. So if you wanted to pop a head off, so I'm going to snap the head off of, excuse me, Bebop. And let's take the 2000X head off for a second. It's going to be fun. Oh, there's a body. Alright, everything's falling apart here. I want to put it on this side. So there's a He-Man head. Be curious on a 2-Bad body. And, so just for example, yeah, again, it's very tan. I guess you could get away with it if you wanted to. So I just wanted to see what the He-Man head would look like on a 2-Bad style body. So for my first custom setup, I wanted to make a true He Skeletor figure. Now that we have this 2-Bad buck. Now, of course, I put a different He-Man head on. This was from the Battle Warrior, or the Battle Cat 2-pack head, right? With the Battle Ready head, as I call it, with the hair blown in a breeze. Now, I thought the skin tones, I don't know, match a little better, but not, still very tan, but it does work, articulates well. And then I put a Skeletor head on the side, because a Skeletor head with the purple hood goes well on anything. Doesn't matter if the body's blue or gray, in this case, gray. Now, we could change one of the Skeletor arms out with a blue one. I thought about that, but then we can't match this, so I'm just going to leave it. But I think that's pretty fun. Got a sword in hand, a staff, and a Skeletor hand. And then I changed the boots around. So we have a He-Man boot on this side, Skeletor boot on this side, obviously. And I just left the armor on. And of course, you can always take the vest off and put this on. And so yeah, and if you want to put a He-Man cross armor on, it's not going to work. I tried it off camera. It can't fit. Or a Skeletor crossbone armor will not fit because there's two heads and they're just too small. Anyway, it's I think that's fun looking for a Skeletor. And I think originally, back in the 80s, before Too Bad was coming around, one of the concepts of making a Too Bad style figure with the double buck was going to be like a Skeletor combo. Very similar to this. And they never put it out. Instead, they created Too Bad. But I think it's pretty fun. And then the other thing I did was put a couple Masterverse heads on this Bebop Steady body. Again, a Skeletor type mutant. Looks pretty cool. So this is the 40th anniversary He-Man head. And it works pretty good, actually, with the skin tones. Because the overall skin's light. And then I put the new Eternia Battle Armor Skeletor head on with the chainmail hood. That looks awesome. Because the chainmail hood is silverish. Grayish silver. Kind of matches this. Just put the sword in hand. I left the Origins boots on. You can't change the Masterverse boots on these. You can put whatever boots you want on. And again, you can't really use the armors because of the head and this, a split neck. It's not going to work. So I would probably take this vest off and just leave the cross armor on maybe. Or maybe I'll leave it set up as is. But that's pretty cool. And then I don't know if the helmet, I'm just curious if this helmet would work as well. Nah. Not with the He-Man head because of the horns. You can put whatever Skeletor head on you wanted to, but it's a quick look at that setup and custom for Masterverse heads on the Origins 2 Bop Steady body. And now, moving forward once again. So obviously I removed my Skeletor combo, the Masterverse heads in this case, so off the neck pegs, or ball pegs. I just put the boots back on that 2 Bop Steady came with, and I left the weapons out of hand. So obviously I have the Bebop and Rock Steady heads removed. So let me take the body out of the frame for a second, and let's focus on the Bebop head. Now, again, going back to the skin tones, the same way we were trying to match heads on the body, I'm trying to get an Origins body to match the heads, if you want to make a Bebop and Rock Steady figure, somewhat. So, we already tried, the He-Man, right? That didn't work. We looked at the 2000X one. I'm going to bring in a cartoon one, because this figure is based on cartoon aesthetics, as far as the arms and the upper body, so the Too Bad look. See, again, even with the cartoon He-Man, has more tan colors in him, which actually should have been even darker to go back, to the animation. So that's not really going to work. I mean, I don't think it looks good, but I don't know. Let me remove the He-Man head, and we'll put the Bebop head on the He-Man body, see what that looks like. So I just wanted to try the Bebop head, obviously, on the cartoon He-Man body, because it's the only body we have that it's colored in a skin tone. And I don't like it. It really doesn't match. I guess you could make it work. So I'm not going to get involved in changing the armor off that figure on this. We'll do that on another body, but I just want to show what this head would look like on a typical cartoon body. And that's the best we can really do as far as matching tones. And I don't know, under my light, it doesn't look good on this cartoon He-Man body. Okay, so once again, I was looking through the collection, or my Origins collection, and I noticed the Origins cartoon, or Naked Stratos, right, in the background. And of all figures with a tan body tone, check that out. That body matches the best, this Bebop head, as far as skin tones. And that's kind of cool, because, right, Stratos has more of an animal, beast body. Not that Bebop did. I think he has a regular style body. But you can we can use the beast body. Now, my Stratos has custom parts. That's how he should have come, with the belt, the neck feather, ring, the staff. This all came from Etsy. Aside that, let's see what kind of parts we can mix around to make a Bebop with the head and the Naked Stratos body. Okay, and there you go. So, yeah, the Bebop head definitely works good on this Naked Origins Stratos body. And again, we have a beast body, furry chest, so I think that looks better with a Bebop head, because he's an animal. I mean, all articulation's all the same. And then the next thing we can do, you want to convert them more, let's break the waist apart. You don't want these lower legs in that belt, and then put this side on, right? It could be, two different color pants, the legs, or the pants, or straps, or you want to call them, the armor, which looks cool, because he's like, very retro and sort of mutated. And once again, with the same setup, I just put this a sword in hand, and I put that vest on. It came off this Too Bad buck. So you see, that's pretty cool. It can fit on a single, a regular buck with the one neck instead of two. Pretty cool. So now we got Rock Steady, or Bebop, excuse me, set up, and is very iconic to going back to the Turtles franchise. But I think he might have different pants and boots. Anyway, that looks pretty cool. And then, of course, that cross armor also fits over the vest on this Stratos, a regular Origins body with the single neck and head. And you can also take the vest off and it fit even better, but I think it looks cool with that, the vest. I like these legs on this setup too. Just different. Again, you can change out boots. I'm just trying to save time here. And lastly, of course, you can just change out other legs on this upper body, right? So if you didn't want the Stratos legs, which you could use those and put boots on. We already tried these ones, which I like. I just drew a pair of the Shredder legs on with the armor and the feet. So you're getting like gray pants with the regular belt. You can take these armor pieces off. Again, you could change out boots, whatever you wanted to do. Just kind of trying to make some quick examples of what you can do, mixing around his figure. But the most important part is that the head, again, matches this Naked Stratos body really well. So once again, moving on with more customs, of course, let's go to the Rock Steady side. So all right, here's the Bebop Steady buck, all busted apart. I put the Bebop head back on for now. And we have the Rock Steady head. So again, we're trying to make a Rock Steady figure out of one of the Origins bodies that can match this head. The best that, from what I can see in my collection. So as far as gray figures, of course, let's bring in Hordak. Doesn't really match. The skin colors are too dark, where this is too light. So I'm not even going to bother with that. All right, so Hordak's out, in my opinion. Then the next thing would be the cartoon Stratos. A little better, but even a cartoon Stratos, he's gray, but it almost has like a greenish tint in it. Where this Rocksteady head is very gray. All right, so that's kind of out. Again, in my opinion, let me just, I'll change the head out real quick. I'm going to leave all Stratos parts on. I just want to see. I think it's a waste of time. All right, so that's what it would look like on a cartoon-style body. But again, yeah, just, I don't think the colors match well. And then lastly, check this out. So we have the Origins Stratos. And again, it's another Stratos where the colors match this head, in this case, Rocksteady head, really well. So let's break Stratos down with the parts, put the head on this body, and see what that looks like. And there's a quick look at that. So yeah, we have the Rocksteady head on the regular Origins Stratos body, the gray one. Yep, skin tones or colors match really well. So yeah, again, cool. It's because we have a beast body, being that, again, he's an animal. So if you want to mix those different parts together, you can. Pretty cool. Articulates well. So I think that's the best option to make a Rocksteady as far as the head on a Origins body, at least with colors we have in the Origins line. And let's try some. Let's put the vest on him next. And there's a quick look at the vest on that body with the head on. I put the sword in hand. And now I just put the cross armor on that body without the vest, because we already know what it looks like with the vest on the Bebop body. But what's interesting is it doesn't fit well. It does fit better with that vest on. See how sloppy it is on this body? It can work. I mean, I guess if you push it like that. All right, not too bad, but it works a lot better with the vest. Anyways, a quick look at that setup if you wanted to use the cross armor on the beast body without the vest on. And then once again, I just put the vest back on with the cross armor because it does fit better. And I'm just trying to set him up how he comes as Bebop Steady, or how you can imagine Bebop or Rock Steady in a custom form. Put the we got the lower legs on as it's set up, right? Because again, I like the style. You can always change out the boots, or if you want to keep these Stratos legs on, you can, which look a little bare to me. Put the sword in hand. And if you wanted to, too, you can remove the hand and put this piece on like Bebop Steady had. Kind of wish this came with an adapter piece that snapped on so you could put it in one of his gripping hands instead. But anyways, quick look at that setup. And then, of course, I just drew the Shredder legs just to have some pants, lower armor on the feet, right? Something different, just like we did to Bebop earlier. You notice, too, the hand that comes out of Bebop Steady on the left side can also fit right on the Stratos hand, so it does work. The colors match well. And then I just want to throw this, I want to see how this fits in this arm, in case you want to retrofit him with this chain. Because he can't hold it in the hand. I already tried. I thought maybe one of the fingers can go between the links, but they're too small. And of course, there's a look at that setup. So yeah, just put the chain right back into the arm. It does snap. This is kind of tricky too. It's hard to catch a lot of the arms. It wants to fall out easy. Notice, something with the peg. But it does work, right? Remember we talked about we have shredder pants on. Again, you can throw whatever you want on. Ninja pants, give black pants, horde boots, or, legs, trap jaw, whatever you want. I'm just trying to, again, keep the time down. I put the turtle shell bracer back on. Got the vest, cross armor, right? The head, sword in hand, and that's pretty much it as far as custom ideas or what I think is cool to try to throw together with parts that I have or we have in the Origins line. Okay, so that about does it, and that's my overall review on a new Master Universe Origins Turtles of Grayskull 2-Bop Steady figure. Yeah, I think it came out really cool. I like the Too-Bad design, and we get the Bebop and Rock Steady head, obviously, or a mutation between Too-Bad and Bebop and Rock Steady, going back to the comic book. Sword's pretty cool. It's neat that they gave you this chain mace again. Again, just like the Crane Megator came with. I wish it had a handle adapter so you can put it in his hand as a weapon. I might make something because it does fall out of the arms easy sometimes. I guess depending on the figure, but it does mime. I like the vest, the cross armor. It's interesting with the two different legs and you got the black pants, a wrap on the one side, the brown on the other. Yeah, I guess it works. Again, he's a mutated design. It would have been better if it was one or the other, either black or brown, and two matching boots, but that's how they set him up. And I think the coolest part is now I have the rest of the parts to build Metal-BOTO properly. And he came out awesome. Just this figure himself is incredible. I could have did a whole video on him alone, but just figure I'll mix him right in with the 2-Bop Steady review. And again, to try to make a custom one, the only figures I see fit as far as matching colors is the Origin Stratos figures, both of them. The Naked Stratos and the regular one. As far as the gray colors and the tan, you can make a pretty decent Bebop or Rock Steady with the combination of the vest and the cross armor or the turtle shell if you want to use it. Again, I like the lower pants, lower waist that you can snap on, or you can use shredder pants or whatever you want. Put He-Man boots on. Again, it's have some fun with it. But I think I like the overall setup with the lower, set, as I already showed, Again, I try to save time. I could have did a lot of other things. But aside that, it's a really cool figure. I'm glad they went about this design for a 2-Bop Steady in a Too-Bad form. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Bebop and Rock Steady come to the Origins line now that we have these heads. I'm sure they're not far off. So aside that, yeah, I had a lot of fun with this figure. As always, I appreciate everybody watching. And until next time, take care.